Hi students, today I am going to discuss one more important reactive intermediate called benzene, or it is also called as dihydrobenzene. So before going to this benzene or dihydrobenzene, we need to know where this concept or where this reactive intermediate came into picture. We have studied nucleophilic aromatic substitution reaction, and it proceeds through addition elimination mechanism. That is, if we have aromatic ring which is substituted with leaving group, then if we had a nucleophile, it is going to undergo substitution reaction and it is going to form anionic intermediate, and finally it is going to lose the leaving group and we are going to get nucleophilic substituted product. For this reaction, the requirement is it should have an activating group, that is electron withdrawing group should be present on the aromatic ring, and this reaction will occur at higher temperature. So this mechanism is commonly known as addition elimination reaction, because first step is addition of nucleophile, and after the formation of this carbanion intermediate there will be elimination. So this is regarding addition elimination mechanism. But scientists have found that there is one more mechanism is also possible. That is, if we take aryl halides, if it is treated with a strong base, it is going to give product. But this reaction is undergoing without any electron withdrawing group present on the aromatic ring. Means unsubstituted aryl halides, if it is treated with base, they are going to show this nucleophilic substitution reaction without any electron withdrawing group, and this reaction will take place, or it is going to take place at lower temperature. So scientists have thought, if it has to be addition elimination mechanism, then it requires an electron withdrawing group and the reaction will take place at higher temperature. But this unsubstituted aryl halides, just upon treatment with base at lower temperature without any electron withdrawing groups, it is going to show nucleophilic substitution reaction. So for identifying how this reaction mechanism is going to happen, what they did is, Robert in 1953, they carried out experiment by taking chlorobenzene and labeling the carbon with 14 isotope. They treated with base like potassium amide, and they are treated with nucleophile. What they observed is they got two products. That is, one is substituted at labeled carbon, and there is one more product where the nucleophile is substituted or added at adjacent carbon. That is, this is direct product, whereas this is sine substituted product. So this is direct product. So these two products were formed in 50-50, that is 1:1 ratio. They didn't get only this product. If they got only direct substitution at the labeled carbon, then they can say it is addition elimination mechanism, but they got 50-50 product. So Robert has proposed there is an involvement of intermediate that is highly unstable and highly reactive, and they given the name to that intermediate that is called benzene. So due to formation of this benzene, we are going to get two different products, that is direct product as well as cyane substituted product. If you see the first step, it is elimination. There is elimination. So whatever the hydrogen present on the ortho adjacent to this leaving group, base is going to remove this one. Okay, there will be elimination, and later stage there is addition step. So nucleophilic aromatic substitution reaction can proceed through two mechanisms. That is, one is addition elimination mechanism, in which there is a requirement, that is the benzene ring should be activated with electron withdrawing group. So then it will undergo through formation of carbanion intermediate, and that is addition elimination mechanism. If the benzene ring is not activated and it is substituted with halogen, then there is possibility of formation of benzene intermediate, and that mechanism will follow elimination followed by addition. And this elimination addition mechanism is also known as benzene mechanism, because there is involvement of benzene intermediate, and that intermediate has been identified by Robert in 1953. So how this what are the evidences? What are the evidence for the benzene mechanism is, one is by trapping experiment. So whatever the benzene, if it is reacted with diene or anthracene, it is going to form 4+2 adduct. Means it will undergo 4+2 cycloaddition reaction with diene to form corresponding adduct, and this is one way of this is the evidence for the benzene mechanism. That is, for elimination addition mechanism, there is involvement of benzene as a intermediate. That is, and one more evidence you can see is absence of alpha hydrogen or ortho hydrogens. If we take aryl halide, which is substituted at ortho position, then if we treat with strong base, then there won't be any reaction. So for a nucleophilic aromatic substitution reaction, if it is undergoing through benzene mechanism and there is involvement of benzene intermediate, ortho hydrogen. So if there is no ortho hydrogen, then there won't be formation of benzene and that reaction will not proceed. So this is also one of the experimental evidence that shows there is involvement of benzene intermediate. And this benzene intermediate is highly unstable and it will be generated in situ, and it is highly reactive. And it is going to act as electrophilic in nature. So now we will see the structural aspect and how this benzene is going to act as electrophilic and why it is highly reactive and highly unstable. So if you come for the structure, all the carbon atoms are sp2 hybridized. So whatever the carbon atoms present, they are sp2 hybridized carbon, and in one of the sp2 hybridized orbital 2 electrons will be present, and one of the sp2 hybridized orbital is vacant. And this is the resonance structures possible for benzene, and it is an aromatic, means it obeys Huckel's rule of aromaticity. And if we see why it is inactive and why it is going to act as electrophilic in nature is, so if we compare the interaction of this sp2 hybridized orbital, there is a weak interaction. Why there is weak interaction is because these two sp2 hybridized orbitals are pointing further away from each other. So there is weak interaction, and this can be compared with alkyne. So in alkyne there is a strong interaction. Okay, so how we can say it is weak interaction is, if you see the bond length, it is having 1.26 Armstrong, whereas a true alkyne, it is going to have 1.20 Armstrong. And one more thing is, in this the bond angle is 180 degree, whereas in the benzene it is less than 180 degree. So if it is less than 180 degree, then it is called strained alkyne. So there is weak interaction because these two sp2 hybridized orbitals they are pointing away. So there is lesser overlapping, and if you compare bond angle, it is 180 degree, less than 180 degree. If you compare the bond length, it is 1.26. So somewhat it is weaker bond, and hence it is a strained alkene. And why it is going to act as electrophilic in nature is, if you compare molecular orbital perspective. So if you see the alkyne HOMO-LUMO, and if you see the molecular orbital of benzene, so there is a decrease in energy of LUMO. So due to poor overlapping of orbital, so there is decrease in the LUMO energy. So hence HOMO of nucleophile can easily react with the LUMO. Hence benzene will act as electrophilic in nature. So this is not the only reason. One more reason is, so whatever the cation it is going to form after the reaction with electrophile, if it reacts with electrophile, then it is going to form phenyl cation, and this phenyl cation is not stable, because whatever the phenyl cation, it is going to have sp hybridization, so it is highly unstable. Means sp hybridization means carbon is having highest electronegativity, so it cannot be stable, so it is highly unstable. But if it reacts with nucleophile, then it is going to have sp2 hybridized carbon, and that whatever the anion it is going to form, it can be stabilized. So this is regarding the structure and some other properties, like why it is highly reactive and why it is going to act as electrophilic in nature. So next is, if you come for generation of benzene. So since this is also an reactive intermediate, and already I mentioned it is generated in situ. So first and foremost method is by reaction with aryl halides. So aryl halide, if it's treated with strong base, then there will be formation of arine. Next method of generation of benzene is by ortho dihalo aromatics. So if we have ortho dihalo, so I have taken this example, and if it is treated with magnesium in ether, it is going to form Grignard reagent. Okay, so this Grignard reagent, further there will be elimination and leads to the formation of benzene. So next, one more method of generation is by trimethylsilyl aryl triplates removal. Trimethylsilyl triplet. So this trimethylsilyl triplet, if it is treated with tetrabutyl ammonium fluoride, this fluoride has affinity for silicon, so this will be get removed, so you are going to get benzene intermediate. And most versatile method for the preparation of benzene or generation of benzene is diazotization followed by decarboxylation of orthoaminobenzoic acid, that is anthranylic acid. So if you take anthranylic acid, that is orthoaminobenzoic acid, first what we have to do is we have to do diazotization. How we can do diazotization is by reaction with nitrous acid. So it is going to form diazo compound. So this diazo compound and there will be formation of Zwitter ionic intermediate, and this Zwitter ionic intermediate will lose nitrogen as well as there is loss of carbon dioxide, leads to the formation of benzene. One more method is by oxidation of 1-amino benzotriazole. So this is the structure of 1-amino benzotriazole. If this benzotriazole treated with lead tetraacetate, so leads to the formation of benzene, and there will be 2 molecules of nitrogen will be evolved. So it is simple oxidation of 1-amino benzotriazole. And next method is from benzothiazole 1,1 dioxide, which is similar to 1-amino benzotriazole. The structure of benzo, this is the structure of benzothiazole 1,1 dioxide. So just it is heated, it is going to lose nitrogen and sulfur dioxide molecule, which leads to the formation of benzene intermediate. So these are the some of the important methods for the generation of benzene. Important aspect of this benzene is regioselectivity. So if the substituent and leaving group, if they are ortho or if they are in para position, both will lead to single benzene. So from ortho this may be the benzene, and from para you are going to have this benzene. So only one type of benzene will be formed if the substituent and leaving group are ortho and para, and there won't be much of regio selectivity is involved. But if the substituent and leaving group, if they are placed in the meta position, then regiochemical aspect will be of greater importance. So now we will see how this benzene, if it is having substituent and leaving group in the meta position, how it is going to give regioisomers. If R is alkyl group, means it is an electron releasing group or electron donating group, then what happens is these are the two hydrogens. It leads to formation of, if it is treated with base, there will be formation of benzene. So I am going to remove this hydrogen first. So it leads to formation of benzene like this. If I remove, so I will label A and B. Now here HA has been removed. Now I am going to remove HB. So it is going to lead to the formation of benzene like this. So there are two benzenes are possible. Now if it reacts with nucleophile, then I may get nucleophile here plus, and I am going to get nucleophilic substitution at meta position. Okay. If this benzene reacts with nucleophile, then I am going to get this product as well as this product. Okay. So if the electron releasing group like alkyl group is present, I am going to get mixture of products. Suppose if R group is electron donating group like methoxy, Nr2, so in that case there will be major influence, that is, so if I take methoxy group and if it is chloro, then if I do reaction with base, here HA proton and HP. Now since this methoxy group is electron releasing group, means here whatever the electron releasing group I am going to take, it is going to have lone pair of electron. So this is going to influence at ortho and para position. Now if you see this, whatever the donation of electron, it will be greatly influenced at ortho position, and it is somewhat lesser influence at para position. So this HB proton is more acidic. So in this case this will be more acidic, this is somewhat less acidic. Okay. Now whatever the remove of this Hb proton will lead to the, it is of major product, and whatever the Ha proton I am going to remove, that will be minor product. Okay, so now since this is major product, if it reacts with nucleophile, what happens? Now we need to see, we are going to do the reaction with nucleophile. So nucleophile will attack less electron dense position. So this is electron donating group. So this electron donating group, it is going to have major electron density at ortho and para position. There is lesser electron density at meta position. So nucleophile is going to attack at meta position. So if it attacks at meta position, so we are going to get this one. So other possibility is it is going to attack at para position. So this will become minor because nucleophile cannot attack one more nucleophilic center. Okay, so this is major product. Okay. So this is the important aspect in this case. So if we take minor product, if I react with nucleophile, then here also two possibilities. That is, here there is meta position and ortho position. Ortho position, due to presence of this electron donating group, there will be increase in the electron density. So nucleophile cannot attack this ortho position, it has to attack the meta position. So if it attacks meta position, negative charge will be created at the ortho position. And one more possibility is nucleophile attacks at ortho position and negative charge will be placed at meta position. So here also this is major product, this is minor product. Okay, so you should be very careful. If the electron donating group like methoxy or NR2 are given, then Hb proton is more acidic, which is present at para position. So para position proton will be get removed and the major will be meta. So nucleophile will attack at meta position. Here also the meta position. This is the regiochemistry with electron donating group. If the R group is electron withdrawing like COOH, CHO, then what happens to the regiochemistry? Suppose if I take COOH group halogen, here also going to have HA and Hb proton. Now think of which is more acidic. Since it is an electron withdrawing substituent, so it is going to influence at ortho and para position. So it is going to draw the electron from ortho and para position. So this will become more acidic. Okay, so since that whatever the inductive effect, it is mainly it depends upon the distance. So electron withdrawing group, this ortho position is nearest distance, so it is having major influence than para. So this is somewhat less acidic. Okay, so now if I remove this HA proton, then I am going to get benzene. So now this will become major in the case of electron withdrawing group. So if I remove Hb, so this Hb, if it undergoes elimination, then I am going to get this benzene, which is minor product. Okay, and try to react with nucleophile. So here you should keep in mind, now this nucleophile is going to attack which position. Here electron density will be removed at ortho position and para position in electron if the substituent is electron withdrawing. Now the nucleophile is going to attack where it can attack. So there are two possibilities: it can attack at meta or it can attack at ortho. So now where it is going to attack is, it is going to attack in the meta position. Why? Because this, whatever the anion it is going to form, it will be greater stabilized if it is an electron withdrawing group. Okay, so if there is a electron withdrawing group, so whatever the carbon ion we are going to get, it should be placed nearer to the electron withdrawing group so that it will be greatly stabilized, and minor product will be this one. So here this is major product and this is minor product. So should remember, if the electron withdrawing substituent is present, then whatever the negative charge we are going to place, it should be nearer to the electron withdrawing group. So now we will see with minor product, minor benzene. Here also there are two possibilities, but here the major will be this negative charge placed on the meta position, because compared to para, this meta position is nearer to this electron withdrawing group than so this is major product and this is minor product. Okay, so this is regarding the regiochemistry, regioselectivity, if the substituent and leaving group are meta to each other. So if the substituent is electron releasing, means it is going to have lone pair of electron, then major product will be formed by the removal of hydrogen at the para position. So it is going to lead to the major benzene, and the nucleophile will attack at the meta position. Okay, and if the substituent is electron withdrawing, then hydrogen at the ortho position is removed, and it is going to lead to the formation of a major benzene, and that benzene will react with the nucleophile. Again it is going to react at meta position. So now you can see in both electron donating and electron withdrawing group, the major product will be nucleophile, which is substituted or added at meta position. So only the difference is in the electron releasing group, electron donating group, anion will be in para position, whereas in the electron withdrawing group, anion will be in ortho position. But nucleophile, in both the case, it is meta. So this is very, very important. Here you are going to get meta substituted product, but only thing is anion. And if you come for the reactions of this benzene, major reaction has been discussed, that is addition of nucleophile. Other important reactions are arene coupling. So what is this arene coupling and why it is important is, this arene coupling is used for the preparation of biphenyl compounds. So for example, if you take dibromobenzene, 1,2-dibromobenzene, if it is treated with base, it is going to form benzene intermediate, and if this benzene intermediate, if it is treated with aryl lithium, phenyl lithium, then we are going to get metallated intermediate, and if it is treated with H plus, okay, then we are going to get biphenyls, or else this metallated arenes can be used for polymerization. Means again it will react with arene. So leads to a polymerization reaction. So one more important reaction is sigma bond insertion reaction. So in this case, for example, how it is going to do sigma bond insertion is, I'm going to take the example of anisole. If it is treated with base sodamide and dicarbonyl compound, what happens is there will be formation of benzene. Okay, here there is possibility of formation of only one benzene since bromo is also substituted. So this benzene, and since we are going to do in the basic medium, this is active methylene and it is going to form anion. Okay, so now this is going to act as nucleophile. So now where it is going to attack? Since this is nucleophile, this is an electron donating group, so it has to attack at meta position. Okay, because meta position is somewhat less electron deficient compared to ortho and para, since it is an electron donating group. So what it is going to form? It is going to form a carbanion intermediate. This anion will be formed and this group will attach here. Now what this anion is going to do is, it is going to react with this carbonyl group and it is going to form now what happens? Now this bond will shift and this is going to lead to the formation of once again C double bond O OET. This is methoxy group and this anion will be generated. So this anion is stabilized by the adjacent electron withdrawing group and it is going to take the proton from the solvent and we are going to get this product CH2 COO. So this is sigma bond insertion reaction. So whatever the sigma bond present in between this, now there is insertion and that bond has been broken. So here there is insertion before that one. So this is example for sigma bond insertion. So not only this diethyl ester derivative, any dicarbonyl derivatives, dicarbonyl compounds can be used in this reaction, and it is one of the important reaction that has been asked in the CSIR examination. So that is sigma bond insertion reaction of benzene. So this is regarding the benzene intermediate. Thank you.